What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back, guys, to our Holy Gang to another video. This is your host, of course, RonTheChosen, back with another one. So, this is a special one today. I have a very good idea that was given to me by my father. Obviously, you guys know whenever I say my father, I'm talking about God. I'm never, I'm not talking about like my earth parents or nothing like that. Just God. I love my dad. Don't get me wrong, but like I say, I'm talking about God. Okay. So, what is the topic of today? So the topic of today is it's actually going to be a series on this channel, running ongoing. Okay. So starting from now, moving forward, it will be a series. And I actually have a few things written on my phone. I keep notes. That was something that my late mother always taught me to do, is write things down. And as I've been walking on this divine journey, that's what God has been having me do, is a lot of write whenever he would give me like a good idea or something like that. So I call it the Power Series, and this is going to be something really sweet for chosen ones. Now, for a lot of you regulars out there, unsaved people, etc., this is something you can benefit from still, but primarily this is something that I think chosen ones will benefit from, savies, etc., indefinitely. So I'm gonna just go down the list, but today's video is gonna be about, and what are these powers? Okay, so before I go down the list, these powers are abilities that God has shown me, or like powers actually, that we take and we use every single day as chosen ones to overcome obstacles of the world, of the shadow realm, aka the devil, enemies, etc. So these are things that we are using in our arsenal, of powers that he gives us. And I don't think a lot of us look at it as that. So I'm just thankful to have been the one that he showed that to, that it's actually like a power or powers, because there are many. Okay, and these are not just things that he teaches in his word that we could actually find there, but these are actual things that we have to also walk out and doing them every day. And a lot of these things I do and try to do on a daily basis, and they have even saved me and been like saving grace in a lot of situations that were dire or serious or crazy. So again, these are powers, guys. These are powers of chosen ones that a lot of people don't know that we have, that we possess, that we walk in. And I'll go down the line and just name a few here, and then we'll get into one for today. I'll also try not to make this video too long. I understand you guys are like me. If you work all the time, which a lot of us do, especially in this economy, you need to, be kind of in and out. So anyway, the first one is the power of peace, the power of love, the power of eternal happiness, the power of forgiveness. Very good one. Very good one. The power of faith, the power of positive thinking. We will be talking about that one today. Okay? The power of truth, the power of silence. There is a great power in saying nothing sometimes. So yeah, we're going to get into that in future videos. Like I said, this is going to be a series, guys. So maybe like 10, 15 minutes a piece, maybe 20 at the longest. The power of patience, the power of mercy, the power of charity, the power of giving. That could be time or things, guys. The power of listening. Right? That quick to hear, slow to speak, It's power. Okay? That's something that God, these are things He uses to, like arsenals that He gives to us to aid us in this life, in this great walk that we have to do, because this world is a training ground. I say it all the time. It's a place where we get prepared, where we have to overcome to make it to the next life. And you hear people say this a lot, but it's like the way that it's said by so many people is just very cliche to me. So the way I like to put my own spin on it, understanding wise, is that this whole world is a place, like I say, it's like a training camp. So it's a place you get ready for the next life. You have to overcome things, but it's not as easy as it sounds, nowhere near. You have things, you have enemies and opponents following you through, by devils, through people every day. Okay? So we're talking, this is at work. You have people, maybe they'll throw off on you, they'll say something slick, they'll do this or do that, say this behind you, all this stuff. And you have to know how to deal with it, using these very powers that, I'm about to be explaining to you guys in future videos. Okay, so this is something that will be very helpful for your walk with God. So take notes of these, and just every video, I would definitely recommend pulling up to the next one, because we're going to be shotgunning these until, or rather machine gunning them until we're finished. So from start to finish, I will be, just giving you guys all of these. So then, like I said, there's more. The power of purity of mind and spirit. Sober-minded, right? Yeah, that's in the word too. That's like godliness and holiness and things like that. The power of wisdom, knowledge, understanding. You know this. The power of reverence of God. That's another power. It's another, ability and things like that He teaches us. These are all these things, guys, are not just like things that, when we read it in the Word, it's like, okay, have patience, right? Forgive somebody. We think about it in just this sort of diluted way, where it's like it isn't given the prestige or the importance that I feel it should be given. All these attributes and things that we need to be adding to our spiritual character every day. You know what I mean? And trying to analyze and make sure that we're doing to help us. The power of might, that's one. I say this often. A lot of savees, they kind of walk this earth in a way like they don't have no power, like they're weak or something. And it's like, oh, Lord save me. They're kind of like that in every situation. And I won't lie, I kind of see them as babes when they act like that, because I know that is not the way you're supposed to act when you are walking in God, the way you're, in full maturity. You're supposed to be powerful, guys. You're not supposed to be like that. So there will be a video about that, right? The power of might and what that looks like versus what the world would like for you to think being mighty looks like. So we'll get into those things all in the future. The power of prayer. Whew, boy, that one hangs. I'm going to be honest. That one is so important, and I cannot wait to get into that. These were revelations God gave me as I was in the spirit and just talking to Him, because, like I say, we're very close. I'm always talking with Father all day. People never even know that. I'm talking to Him all day. He's in me, He's with me, He's behind me, He's in front of me, He's all around me all day. Okay? So I can hear Him just like I can hear someone whispering in my ear. It's literally like that. So the power of counsel. Okay. Then the power of praise. That's another good one. I think that's one that's often neglected by a lot of chosen ones. Even myself. Believe it or not. I could stand a dude to praise him more. I won't lie. Yeah. I'm not perfect. That's what I say, guys. I'm divine. I'm not perfect. Okay. There are things I can stand to do more. So the power of words and declarations, we're going to get into that in just a second. I'm sorry, but I got to read these to you guys because, like I said, these are upcoming things that are to come. So those are all at this time. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to just segue straight into the power of positivity. So why is positivity important? Okay. Positivity is important because, for one, like I say, guys, sometimes you're in a situation you don't really want to be in. Sometimes a lot of times, like I say, the slice of training ground, guys. So what does that mean? You go from test to test to test to test, and yes, another test. That's how it works, right? Yeah, you get the waiting season, and you get all this other stuff in between, but I'm saying it's essentially, this life is where you're like a boxer, and God is like your manager, and he's just, and promoter, and he's just getting you into the next fight. Next fight, next fight, next fight. And sometimes there's not much rest between fights. You will literally go from one fight to another fight to another fight to another fight, and you will be exhausted by some of these tests. I'm not lying. Physically, spiritually, and mentally exhausted. I have been there. I have felt it. I'm in a test as we speak. Yeah, I'm in a test right now. So, again, being positive is so important because in this season of being in this test that even I am in, right? I'm in a place right now I could say I don't want to be, right? Do things I don't want to be. You know, perhaps be around specific individuals I don't always want to be around, right? But that's the test. And being positive is so very important. So what does that look like in real life application? I say this all the time, and this is why, this is another thing I feel like pastors need to really double down on, is real life application. Not just speaking something, regurgitating something from the word, right? We love the word, but if we're not showing these people how to really go out here and apply it, then we're not really giving them all the keys and, you know, the ways to success. We're not really doing what we should be doing. So what does that look like? Positive thinking. Something comes upon you. For example, I bike full time. A lot of people don't know that. There'll be a video about that soon. Like why and all stuff like that. But something goes wrong with my bike. I'm going to be late for work. Sure. Is that going to affect my mood? Yeah, a little, right? You'll feel like, dang, man, you know, freaking tire popped. So now I got to get out and change it, all this stuff. So it's like, yeah, you know, you're going to feel a certain type of way. You'll be late indefinitely. You got to call and all this stuff. But at the same time, if the positive way to think about it is, okay, this happened, but it's still a good day. One of the things I do, and I try to do every single day, is be thankful. And that is actually one of the other powers, okay? So this is not just it's being thankful and grateful, guys, is not just a normal thing, okay? It's to us, to chosen ones, that is how we should view it. It is a power against negativity, against, you know, just things trying to harm us and hurt us emotionally and mentally. We have to continue to be grateful even in tough situations. So I would just be thankful that when the tire had popped, that I had the tools to change it. Get back on the bike, go to work. If I'm late, right? Now, and at least I was able to still get to work, right? Still thanking God that I got to work, got my money. If it's a tough day, because see, this is thankfulness and this is still positivity. Both of these things are kind of like coincide with one another. So if it's a hard day, super hard, crazy day at work, sometimes it is, okay? How do you deal with that? Super stressful day. I work in food service. I have no shame in saying that, guys. That is how I make money. It's how I make my bread, pay my bills. Hey, it is what it is, right? I've had lots of other kind of jobs, businesses, etc. But that's where God got me right now. That's what I've been doing. When something bad happens, I just focus on the positive. Yep, that was a tough hour, but we got through it. Thank God we got through it. And when I get home, I'm thanking Him for getting me home safe, for getting me through the day, giving me the patience to deal with the demons and people, giving me the strength to deal with it and all this good stuff, right? That's what it looks like. That's what real positivity looks like in real life application. Anything that tries to get you in a bad mood, fight it off. Someone comes by. I'm going to give you some more scenarios. They walk by and they say something stupid to you, right? Because they got a demon on it. And this specific demon may be someone, maybe a sort of demon that, again, they're just trying to attack you or something. You know, they're just something that, because again, guys, you know, when you're a chosen one, you irk those shadows inside of people, okay? The darkness in people, the shadows in humans, you irk them. They know who you are. And how it affects the human is that the human begins to feel this disdain or this just not liking you, okay? And they don't know why. They don't actually have a complete reason why they don't like you. It's just this feeling they get from that spirit, because the spirit knows why it doesn't like you. You're chosen, right? You're one of God's forerunners. You know what I mean? You're one of His top people. So of course they're gonna hate you, because you're given dominion over them, and they know that. So they're going to, and they can't touch you on average unless He allows them to. You know, you give place to the devil and then he has to let you get hurt. But other than that, they can't touch you. So they're mad. So they're going to try to throw off on you in any kind of way they can. You know, so some people may look at this and they may say, oh, you know, that person just don't like me. Hold on. That's not always the case. It could also be that this person has a spirit in them, okay? A shadow. That's why I like to say shadow. Because sometimes the demon term and all this other stuff can be a bit cliche or just a little too much for some people. So I like to call them shadow. The shadow inside that person doesn't like you, and they know who you are. And they're going to try to throw off on you. They may say anything that they can say to you. I can't tell you all of what they'll say. I can give you some examples. They may have a name for you. They may try to pick or poke or something like that at you. When these people do these things, if they don't do it continuously, let it slide. Give it to God. I'd even dare say, like I said, let them slide once, maybe twice, and when they do it again, then you just pull them and have a talk with them in private by yourself. I will make videos about that too. Those are difficult times for some people. You know, talking to people cannot always be an easy thing, but I've had to do it so many times, guys, in my life because of being chosen and humans not being able to behave themselves around me. So they'll act up. You know, those demons will get them, and the shadows will get them acting up. And once they get them like that, they don't know how to behave. So it happens. When this does happen, don't let it ruin your day. Be positive. Again, use your power of positive thinking and positivity, and say, okay, even though this happened, I'm not going to let it bother me. I'm going to throw it over my back, and I'm going to keep on marching. I'm going to keep doing what the Lord got me doing, right? Being happy, rejoicing in someone being mad at you, because you know they don't know you. They're hating you without a cause like they did Jesus. It's the same thing that he went through, we're going to go through it. He told us this. So just rejoice. They hate on you, rejoice. You have haters. You're doing something right. And it doesn't matter if they don't come out and say, I'm a hater. You know, no one's going to do that. That's not, you know, that isn't realistic. What they're going to do to you is they're going to show you they're a hater, because they're going to talk about you behind your back. They're going to throw off on you in your face. Everything you do wrong or any imperfection, they're going to try to magnify it to make you look bad. These are all little things that people will do to you at work, school. Just be ready, just be prepared. And again, when these people do these things, do not respond. Don't give them no response. Keep your peace, right? Use the power of peace and the power of silence, knowing that your God has already seen it. He's already watched it. He's not far from you. He's in you. So he sees just like you see. So what you're seeing, he can also see. What you're hearing, he also hears. Think, he also hears it. Okay? Holy Spirit can read your mind. It's already been there. It already knows what's going on. In fact, God has gone before you and already aligned the whole situation. So he already knows what's going on at what every minute, an hour, second. So again, when would you say something to these people? Is when they would do something continuously. And of course, pray against them. There is something you can do as well, and that is a prayer to God to soften your enemies' hearts when you're around them. And what this will do is it will give you a smoother day with people who don't like you. There are a lot of, and again, I'll make a video about that. But you can pray and asking him. I was taught this by my sister Leanne from, God. So I don't take credit for that knowledge. That is something that, again, I don't take credit for any knowledge, you know what I mean? God gives all. But I'm saying that is something she taught me. And again, back to positivity, how that would look in application. They say something, you did something wrong. Say nothing. Say nothing at all. You don't owe them anything. You don't have to explain yourself to these demons inside of people. Just say nothing. Don't give them any attention. You just walk through the door, someone said something slick under their breath, say nothing. Don't even turn around and give them any power. To give them a response is what they want. That's what they want. They fiend for that. That's what you gotta understand. Don't give them no attention. The only time you do is if they try to bully you. And to bully you would be to continuously do something every day. Then you have to, at that point, after praying about it and, figuring out how you're going to talk to them, you just find them at a moment on their own, by themselves, and you talk to them. That's it. You don't have the courage, ask God to give it to you, and he will. Also, again, just more examples of positive thinking and just positivity in general that helps is, again, when things are getting tough at a job, at school, and you feel like you want to quit. I've gotten that feeling many times, guys. Many, many times I have felt like quitting certain challenges and tests God had me in. But what helped me to stay, what was like the saving grace to me in those times, it was not a lot of, I'm going to tell you the truth, when you feel like quitting, it's because the negativity has gotten to you. So your faith is actually hit. It's took a massive hit. The only thing that can help you come back to faith in these instances is positivity. remembering who God is and positivity. And I will consider remembering who God is to be a very positive thing. Okay? Because people who doubt and people who don't believe, this is why they're so negative every day. They're not in line with the Creator. So how would you be positive? The very person that gave you life, that created you, you don't know who they are. And you don't want to know who they are. You're mad or you're angry with them, so you intentionally stay away from them. There's no way in the world you're going to be positive. You're going to be drinking, you're going to be smoking and doing all manner of different things you shouldn't do because you're just negative. You have all kinds of anxiety and depression that you deal with. You don't have no answer for it. So the drugs, the drinking, and all the bad habits are going to be your way. It's going to be your solution and your God. So again, when you're at a moment in a test, don't care what you're in a test, you're in a hard situation, you feel like quitting. The saving grace sometimes when your faith has taken that hit is just remember who God is. Remember He's gone before you. Remember He's already solved it, worked the problem out, and it's going to erase your anxious, it's going to erase the anxiety, and it's going to take away those feelings of, I want to give up. And I would say after this, go and pray, of course. For sure, pray, or if you can get in the Word, do that too. But all these things are positivity. They just may not be what you would naturally think, right? But they're all positive things, see? So that's what goes under positivity and the power of positivity. The Word. Remembering God and who He is, that He's gone before you. Remembering to counter every negative thing that anyone does or says to you with something positive. So sometimes it's as easy as someone saying something crazy and then you just saying, hey, how you doing today? Instead of giving any light, showing any light, or giving any attention to the foolish thing they just said through the shadow that was using them, you just completely disregard it and just go straight into formalities. How you doing today? At that point, they're left like, what? They're confused. Like, what the heck just happened? You know, I said something silly. I said something crazy. And he's literally just speaking to me. What are you doing? Like, you're just, honestly, in that moment, you are breaking the negative attack. You're just destroying it right then and there. And they have no power at that point. Now the devil's in them and the shadow in them have to go back and formulate another way to try to get you into a negative state of mind. Remember, guys, this world is a training ground, okay? Every single thing. Things we enjoy, things we don't enjoy, places we go, places we work, things we do, all these things are used at some point in time to test us, that we have to overcome. You get it? So with this, you have to understand that there's going to be, whenever you work somewhere, just know shadows are there. You may not even know who they are yet. They'll let you know. You'll know very soon. You go somewhere to shop, shadows are there. Monitoring spirits, basically. Yeah. And spirits that are in people to try to test you, to get you to quit, to get you to give up on this season, in this time, in this place that God has you. They will be there systematically to bring you down. There are certain people working around you that are literally doing that. That is one of their only reasons for being there. And the funniest part, guys, they don't know. This is what differentiates humans from divine beings like myself, other chosen ones. We are aware that these humans, certain humans, serve only an evil purpose in this life. So they are used as like vessels, okay, and hosts by these shadows to just go out and commit all manner of sin and wrong and evil upon people. Some of them are used to tempt, test, and I'm saying tempt for women, okay, or men if it's a woman that I'm talking to, okay. Tempt you to lust, tempt you to fornicate, tempt you to do all this stuff. They'll wear all kinds of sleazy clothing, or they'll just have a very sexual spirit or shadow in themselves that, you know, is about trying to tempt you and all this stuff. And they'll, again, these things are there to test you. So do stay vigilant and remember that, and be positive. And how do you be positive in all these situations? God has gone before me. He's already worked it out. I've already won. The lie the devil don't want you to know is that you've already won. He wants you to think you lost. So you give in. See, the attack, guys, it's real, but it's also kind of like an illusion. Okay? It's kind of like a manipulation of a sort. And you have to be able, and what is the manipulation part? Is that you have lost, or that you're gonna lose. Manipulation. Okay? That's a witchcraft. That's a him trying to mess with your mind and make you think you're gonna lose, but you've already won. Through God, the power of God, you already won. There's nothing you can do. As long as you hold on and you remember that, you have already won. You have not lost. So that's just staying positive, guys. That's what it looks like in real life application. Remembering He's gone before you. Remembering that God has already given you the victory in all situations. And even telling yourself that if you must. Declare every day that today is going to be a good day no matter what. No matter what. Remember that positive thinking in the hardest situations are going to help you. And countering every negative thing with something positive. Someone just said something ugly, reverse it with positive thinking. Ignore it. That's positive. Think something positive. Think about something that you enjoy. Forgive them, which is positivity again. Work on forgiving people instantly and removing out of yourself that bitterness that tries to build from someone doing something or saying something ugly to you. Stay blessed out there, guys. There's a lot of shadows out there that's ready to test us at any time. Stay vigilant. Stay prayed up. This has been RonTheChosen, coming at you guys with another one, and I'm out.